Hi guys, this is Esther Park. Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to make your Google Slides interactive. I have been using Google Slides for individual assignments, collaborative group assignments, and as a whole class brainstorm or an icebreaker. And the best part about Google Slides is that it's highly adaptable and user-friendly for our students. Before we start, there are two things you need to keep in mind when creating your interactive Google Slides work. First is the locked background image template. Next is the interactive movable pieces. First, you will have to create a basic blank template. This is something you would usually photocopy for your traditional classroom. For example, it can be a graphic organizer, a map, or an image, or anything that fits your content area. So let's start making a background template. I usually create a heading on the top with a space for their names or group numbers so students can claim and own their slides virtually once I assign them. You can also add directions or any other things you would like for your students to see. For this particular demo, I'm going to create a Venn diagram. So this is my basic template with the title of the activity, directions, and students' names, space for students' names. Once you have your basic background template finished, you'll need to save this slide as an image in order to use it and lock it later on. So you'll go to File, Download, Download as JPEG image. Now to help you see the difference, I'm going to keep this first slide and use the second slide as an example. And I'm going to delete those. All right. So you're going to right click, change background, choose image, and drag and drop the image file here. Click done. So as you can see, the first slide is without the locked image. As you can see, your students can easily click and move around the template. Whereas the second slide, the diagram and the title and everything else is locked and nothing is clickable. Now that we have locked the template image, next thing we have to do is adding the movable pieces. These interactive pieces can be an image from the internet, it can be shapes or text boxes that are draggable or writable that you want your students to manipulate on top of your locked template. So you're going to go to Insert, Image, search the web. You're going to type in your keyword. For me, it's going to be fruit transparent background. And click the images that you would want to be included in your Google Slides. Okay, so I want those three and click Insert. There you go. So by pressing Shift in your keyboard, reduce the size. Okay, so I have three fruits. And then you can add any shape. You can add a square or a rectangle. You can even add a line if you would want to, a line. You can add anything. Also, you can add a text box by clicking the text box icon. And I'm going to add a border and a background color so that it's a little more obvious that it's a text box. And then I usually write insert text here. And if you want, you can duplicate it by pressing Control D. Also, I forgot to add name box right here. Insert name. Okay. Also, when what helped my students kind of see that these pieces are draggable and movable is adding shadow to create some texture to it. So I'm going to click all, choose all, right click, format options, and click the drop shadow box. Right. And then if you want more shadow, you can increase the distance like that. I'm going to make it like this. All right. That's it. Great. So next, a lot of you have asked me how I created my digital annotation template. I use the same concept of creating a locked image. For this activity, it would be the text, and secondly, the moving pieces, the movable pieces, which are the annotation symbols for this activity. So first, you have to find any text that you would like, and you're going to convert the text into an image file, a JPG image. So for me, in my case, I'm just going to take a screenshot of my PDF file. Okay, so this is my PDF file of the reading. I'm going to take a screenshot of the first paragraph only. All right. Next, you are going to do the same. You're going to right-click on your Google slide, change background, choose image, and you're going to simply drag and drop your text image. Now, as you can see, the image is locked. So the main text is locked. Next, you are going to insert the movable annotation symbols. Now, before I do that, I would insert a text using a table. Let's just do 2. And what I usually do is I usually move this outside of this border, the canvas, so that students can see the annotation guide and the symbols. So I am going to type important word, and I understand. I'm just going to do 2 for an example. So these are the 2 annotation guides. So for important word, I want to have a highlight feature. So what you do is go to the shape and create a little rectangle. The border is transparent and you can choose a color. I'm going to choose yellow. Next, you're going to click the color again and go to custom. You're going to lower the transparency so that you can see through the highlight. Click OK. And as you can see, when you move this, you can actually see the text behind it. Okay? And then now we're going to infinite clone it. So one thing to remember is to infinite clone the symbols. So students can use these symbols as many times as they want without having to run out of the symbols. So what you're going to do is you are going to click the symbol that you want to copy and press Control D. So I'm going to Control duplicate the symbols, as many as you want. And then next you are going to highlight and choose all, click Arrange, Align, and I want you to align it to the center. And then arrange, align, and you're going to align into the middle. There you go. And then you're going to move that next to the annotation guide. Right, so what you just did is you duplicated the symbols so that the symbols don't run out. I mean, I call it infinite clone, but it's not infinite. One, it will just run out, something like that. And then for this, for I understand, annotation guide, I'm going to add a check mark. So just as we did earlier on, you're going to go to Insert, Image, and search the web. And you're going to search check mark or check transparent. So I will just choose this one, click Insert. There you go. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit. Also, what I do is I insert a text box. Okay, you can click text here and insert a text box, and you can actually make a border and add a highlight color, and you can also duplicate those. Arrange center or left, arrange it in the middle. Okay. So what students can do is students can write their thoughts or a reader's response and move it to next to the text, just like that. Thanks for listening, and if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer it. You can direct message me on Twitter or leave me a message on my website. Thank you.